Hello dear students, I am Ankit Sultania. In the previous video, I have already explained you all about tables in Access. Here you can see there are different components of the table, that is field, record and primary key. In the previous video, I have just explained about field, the first component of a table, and I also described you all about field data types. Today in this video, I'll explain you all about field properties and another components of a table. These are record and primary key. First of all, understand about field properties. I already explained you about field properties that just like tables are the key components of any database, a field is the key component of any table. Besides defining the type of data being stored in the field, there are lot of other properties applicable to any field. This property control the behavior and nature of data being stored in the database. All these properties are present in the field properties area in the design view at the time of creating the table. After we have decided on the data type of the table, we can set field properties. The field properties let us have more control on data that can be entered in a particular field. Let's look some important properties that can help in creating a more efficient database. As you can see, the table named field properties in Access. In this, there are many different properties that can be set in a table for entering the data according to our choice, according to set properties. These are field size, format, decimal places, caption, default value, validation rule, validation text, required, and allow zero length. Understand all these properties that can be set to every field one by one. First one is field size. As you can also see on the screen, the field size property determines the maximum size of data stored in the field set to the short text or number data type. This property can be set for field with short text or number data types. The size and type of numbers are entered in the field. The most common settings are double, long integer. If the field is joined to an auto number field in a many to one relationship, it must be a log integer. For short data types, you can see also on the table, we can use property to set the maximum number of characters for the field. For example, if the value of this property is 20, then the user cannot enter more than 20 characters in the field. But the default value for the field size is 50 for the text data type. Next one, for number data types, if we are entering the data in a table, only numbers. For these data types, if we have set the data type as number for these data types, the user can choose one of the following option like byte, integer, long integer, single, double and decimal. These options determine the range of values and size of the field. The most common settings are double and long integer. The next one property is format. The format property in the field property area controls the format in which the data is displayed in the datasheet view. This means that you can display data in different format no matter how it has been stored. For example, if we are storing data in the student information table and suppose that there is a column named date of birth, for entering the value in date of birth field we have to put the data by separating date, month and year in different format by adding slash or by separating date, month and year using space, using dots and many more. We can set different styles of displaying date and time, such as long date or short date. Next one property is, as you can see on the screen, decimal places. The decimal places property is used only for numeric and currency data. The default setting is auto. The number of decimal places vary from 0 to 15 depending upon the field size as given in the list. It is used to specify the number of digits to be displayed in the right of the decimal point. The next one property is caption. The caption property makes the field name more explanatory and can contain up to 2048 characters. It is used as the label for the field when used on the form. If you do not enter a caption, the field name is used as the label. This caption property is used to give an alternate and more descriptive name to a field. You have seen when suppose that when we fill up any form online, you can see at the time of entering the name in the name field, there is text box where we have to put the data. You have seen, I think, at the place where we have to put the data, it is written write your name here. As we click on that text box, you can see that written text just invisible, gets invisible. This one is the property of caption. The next one property is default value. The default value property is displayed automatically for the field while adding a new record to the table. It is used to specify a value that gets displayed automatically when records are created. Next one property is validation rule. As you can see on the screen, it is also the most important property, as the validation rule property is an expression that limits the values that can be entered in the field. It is one of the most important and complex properties of a field. This property is used to put conditions on the data that can be entered in a field. We can enter the value if it is not according to the validation rule. Let's just take an example. If we are putting the value in a table, suppose that there is a table named student information and there is a column named age. We can set the condition at the time of creating the table that the value that is entered, that is to be entered in the column age, must be between 16 to 18. This condition can be set through validation rule. And as we set this condition and save the table, at the time of entering the data, if we do not follow the condition that is set in validation rule, then the data entered will not be accepted in the table. We have to put the value between 16 to 18. If we do not put the value between 16 to 18, suppose that if we are just entering 15, then that value will not be accepted in the table. This type of work is done by the validation rule. You can just understand using the following validation rule, that is as you can see on the screen. First one is less than equal to 0, means value in the field must be greater than or equal to 0. Next one validation rule, as you can see on the screen, these are all the examples. Between 10 and 20 means the value in this particular field must be between 10 and 15. If we are putting other than this condition, the value will not be accepted in the table. The next one property is equal to Delhi, means the value that will be entered in the table other than Delhi will not be accepted in the table. Next one validation rule, as example you can see, in Delhi, comma Mumbai, means values in the field can be Delhi or Mumbai. If we are putting the value other than Delhi or Mumbai in a particular column, it will not be accepted. This work is done by validation rule. If we set any condition using an expression that limits the value that can be entered in a field, so it is the most important and complex property of a field. The next one property, as you can see on the screen, that is validation text. This validation text is based on validation rule property. The validation text property contains an error message that appears when you enter a value prohibited by the validation rule. Suppose that you have set any condition in the validation rule for entering the data in a particular field. If at the time of entering the value, the set condition is not followed by the user for entering the data will not be accepted in the column. But if we want, the condition is not followed and data is not accepted if at the time of entering the value in the column, if we want that at the time, if we want to give the message regarding the error that the user is doing, we can set the message. Suppose that if we have set any condition in the column age, put the value between 16 and 18, and the according to set value user is not entering the data, then if we want at that situation, there must be a message provided by database, then that message can be set in validation text property. This property is used to display an error message when the validation rule gets violated. The next one property is, as you can see on the screen, required. This required property is also an important property. The required property holds a drop down list containing logical values such as yes, no, and general. This property is used to mandate that no record is created with a null value in this field. This property can only have two values, either yes or no. It should be set to yes if we want that a particular field should always get a value during the data entry. Suppose that if we had created a table and we want to set that in a particular column it is important to enter the data must be entered in a particular column, then at the time of designing the table we can choose any particular field as required using the field property area named required property. The next one property is allow zero length. The allow zero length property is used only for short text and long text data types. It holds a drop down list of logical values such as yes or no that determines if the text is stored in the field for a record. It can have only two values also, yes or no. If the required property is set to yes and the allow zero length property is set to no, then a value must be entered in the field. There are also some more properties that is not described in your book, but I am just describing you all. These are text align. The text align property supports an alignment of the text in the control. It contains a drop down list containing left, general, right, center, and distribute options. The next one property is indexed. This property is used to define if an index needs to be created based on this field. An indexed field speeds up the searching and sorting processes on the field but slows down any updates or edits. It holds a drop down list containing no, yes, no duplicates, and yes, duplicates okay. These are the field properties that are in the field properties area. I just described you all completely about the one of the component of a table, that was field. The another two components of table are record and primary key. As you can see on the screen, in the previous example, the table related to implies, I am describing you by representing this table. You can see the table on the screen. In this one is the table related to employees in the organization. You can see there are different fields named e number, e name, e salary, and e address. These are fields, and each row is called record, and there is a particular column in which all the values are unique. That column is set to as a primary key. I will just discuss about right now record and primary key. Understand about record. I already described you that the rows in a table are also known as record or tuple, T-U-P-L-E, tuple. A record stores complete information about an object or an item. Suppose that in a table, the information related to students are stored. Just take in particular row. You can see in a particular row all the information, all the record, a complete record of a particular student is stored in a particular row. Name, admission number, roll number, father's name, mother's name, address, mobile number, means all the complete information of a particular data or particular item is stored. So we can say the row as a record. You can just also take an example from the previous table that I just represented you right now. The table employee has 4 records, each record containing the complete information about an employee. The next one component is, as you can see, primary key. In a RDBMS, primary key is a field that can be used to differentiate each record in a table. Primary key can be a single field or a combination of fields that uniquely identifies each record in a table. It implies that such a field cannot have an empty value or duplicate values. No two records can have identical entries in such fields. For example, roll number or student admission number is usually determined as the primary key because two students cannot have the same roll number in the same class, and hence it is always unique. Therefore, it is the field that uniquely identifies the record. A primary key is required for every table to identify records uniquely. In Microsoft Access, auto number data type can be used as the primary key in the absence of an actual field in the table because Access will always generate a unique value for each record. A primary key field cannot have repetitive values and cannot be left blank. In the previous table related to employees that I just represented you right now, recently there was a column named e number in which the employee number related to all the employees are stored, and all the employees numbers are unique. No any two employee numbers can be same in any case. So we can set that e number column as primary key. If we just talk about the data related to bank database, we can set the account number of a customer, customer id, Aadhaar number, PIN number as a primary key, as all these data are unique in any case. Thanks for watching this video.